obviously you're top form at the moment. I think you're one of the most, if not the most informed team in the competition at the moment. How do you keep that momentum going on your trip to Queensland?
Look, we know it's going to be a difficult game because going up to Brisbane's never easy, and they're a side that this is probably for them, they'll think that this is their last opportunity to really make that finals push, and so we have to prepare well, and we are doing that. We're focused. We're making sure that we prepare the same as we have been preparing the last three games, and when we've got those results that we needed, and so we'll be ready for the Brisbane game, and whatever they throw at us, and we'll try and play our football and hopefully get the result again.
I mean, playing against a team on their last chance saloon, one could possibly say that was Melbourne Victory on Monday as well. How does that change how a team plays?
Um, I don't know. Like some teams, deal with it differently. Some, deal with it better than others. You can't really say. All that they're going to give everything. That's for sure. Like Victory, and then when they got their goal, that they got a lift, and the fans lifted them as well. And I expect the same in Brisbane. That they're in that little boutique stadium, they'll get a lift from their fans. So. They'll have energy, and then you just have to try and make sure that you shut them up as much as possible by playing well and limiting their chances, and hopefully grabbing a goal yourself and getting the lead. So it's hard to say. Every team reacts differently, to pressures.
The last time you played Brisbane, bit of a frustrating 1-1 draw down here. They've since changed their coach since then. Have you noticed any changes in the way that Brisbane go about their football since they've made that change?
Well, they did play five at the back in his first two games, but the last game they played really a 4-3-3. And so that was a bit of a change. We analysed them against Melbourne City. I know they didn't have a lot of the ball, but they're very dangerous on the break. They break very quickly. They tried to press City high as well. It's not like they just sat off. So they've got some good players, experienced players as well, with O'Shea, Skepovic up front. So that's probably been the main change. In terms of when they go forward, they break forward and they try and get numbers forward. Before they struggled to get numbers in the box. So I think that's been a real difference in the last few games, that they're trying to get numbers into the box.
Of course, in that last game as well, you really started with just one up top in terms of Alex there, and you had Diaz slotting in behind him. How does your approach now change, given that you're starting, or at least on Monday, you started with two strikers? How does that change your approach?
It doesn't really change the approach. You still want to when you do get into the final third, get as many bodies into the box as possible. It's just now you've got natural, strikers getting in there, so it's a little bit more natural for them. But also depending on the personnel that we have, at the back as your fullbacks, do they get forward? Can your wingers come inside? Then you can play without a real number 10, or if you play with a number 10, your winger might stay a little bit wider. Then you can create space for your attacking midfielder. It just depends on who you have available, what you're trying to achieve, where you see there might be a weakness in the opposition. But the actual approach doesn't change from us. It's still the same approach.
In terms of personnel, have you had anybody pull up sore from the win over Victory? Just a short turnaround.
Yeah, well, we'll find out a little bit more today. There might be still a few sore bodies. Yesterday we didn't do too much. It was much more of a recovery session for them. It's normally that second day back is when they're sorest. But we'll see more today. But at the moment, it's pretty good.
Do you envision travelling with everybody?
I envision that we will. I'm not 100% sure though, but you never know with football. Things can change very quickly. But I'm just glad that we've got majority of our squad back. We've still got Jimmy to come back in. It won't be just right yet. Rami Nazarene will probably be back after the FIFA break. So we'll start to have real bodies involved.
Feels like you're hinting at maybe one player's carrying something. Who are you most concerned about maybe not travelling?
I wasn't hinting about anyone.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know
And
something?
I don't know. I don't know. It just felt like you were maybe having a bet each way with that answer,
Yeah,
so I thought I'd
yeah.
just go
You
straight to
know
the point.
what? I always have a bet. This year we've had players that drop out at the last minute, so you have to keep that in mind.
Mm. So so you mentioned Jimmy back sooner than Rami. Rami post international break.
Yeah, and Jimmy will be
Yeah.
post international break as well.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
well, when they do come back, I mean, how are you going to manage that? Because obviously you've got Noah and Alex in form starting up top. You've got Dia that can play in behind there. You've got um, James that can play in there behind there as well. Rami that can play in there behind there as well. How do you balance all that, getting those players the minutes that they'll need to be sharp enough to contribute when you need them at the end of the season?
Look, it's a good headache to have. That they should be sharp enough from the training that we give them, and then if they're starting or if they're coming in off the bench, then I expect them to make an impact. And they got quality. Those players that you just spoken about, all of them have got real quality. So that's an advantage for us. If we can have all of them available, then the ones that start, I'm sure will do well. The ones that will come in will make impacts, and that's how you can really make sure that you're challenging. And so hopefully, I get them all back fit, ready to go, and wanting to fight for their spot.
Mm. And I know you heaped a bit of praise on him after the last game, but it is going to be Connor Payne's 100th Western United game if he does take the field on the weekend. Just what sort of role does he play for this team?
Look, he's an important part of our not only our team but our club because he's been here since day one. It's an achievement, for anyone to play 100 games at one club, and I think that he's probably playing some of the best football that he's played. He had a really good season last season. This season, he's already set up I think 6 goals. So he's in really good form. But his work ethic and the way he plays for the team, he's an intelligent footballer. He really is. So that helps us, and it's a great achievement for him. But it's the more important thing is that we've still got him at the club. He's one of the ones that drives the culture of the club.
And just one of the last one from me, mate. Last week we had a number of extensions announced, including your own. Do you anticipate in the next week or two announcing any more players signing extensions for next season? It's now about the time when you're thinking about these sort of things.
Yeah, well, we've been thinking about it for a while. We're hoping that there'll be one or two more. It'll be nice to have at least 16, 17 contracted players for next season because then that's your main core, and then of course then there'll be others that you might wait until the end of the season. They might wait until the end of the season. But we're continuously in discussions with the players that we have.
Mm. We already have seen a couple of players announced for other teams early in the NRL style, announced for another team whilst they're still playing for another one. Are you in discussions with any players coming off contract about coming to Western United next season?
Well, I'm sure Mel is.
You don't have any input in who you'd like to sign.
I do have input, but it was a way of me deflecting.
Yeah. That was me going right back. No,
Yeah,
but
no,
mate,
we're
listen.
always looking. We're always looking. We're always looking to improve the squad and seeing which is the best fit for us as a team, as a club, and then hopefully that we can bring the best possible talented players in that's going to make us even better for next season.